A chilling and tragic tale of Jutes, Frisians, and Danes, of Hengest and Horsa, Finn, Hengest. A tale from the northern heroic age that led to the founding of Kent. Hello and welcome to Liam's Lyceum. I'm your host Liam, aka Mbar, and today I'll be doing a spoiler-free review of Paton Walsh's Hengest's Tale. Hengest's Tale is a 1966 novel by Paton Walsh. She was born Gillian Bliss. She is the niece to Alan Bliss, the editor of J.R.R. Tolkien, and Tolkien actually tutored Walsh at Oxford. So on page 85 of Shippey's Beowulf in the North, before the Vikings, we learn of a solution put forward by Tolkien, which can be found in the posthumous Finn and Hengest, or Hengest, I guess if you want to say it that way, to a problem of the Jutes and Beowulf. I won't get into a lecture here because the novel uses Tolkien's theory here. And even better, it's done with great clarity, as this is a short, young adult novel, I guess what you'd probably call a juvenile from back in the day. And it's done well. It's pretty interesting, right? So if you read Finn and Hengest, that is a very academic text. This is very much a kid's book. And so this will kind of like clear it up for you. The only problem with this actually is that this book is kind of hard to come by. But Shippey has mentioned it in a few things. I think he first mentioned it back in 2016 and in an article. Then he mentioned it in his book, and I believe he's mentioned it at least in video form for his new Beowulf translation and commentary that just came out. But the story itself is a first-person recounting of, well, a man seemingly on his deathbed, and he's telling the story, right? And this is Hengest, though he doesn't announce his name. He journeys with a dozen companions from the lands of King Hoke. So he and his companions are Jutes, right? Because that's who King Hoke is. He's the king of the Jutes. So they go into King Folkwald of the Frisians at Dorstead, who are not exactly friendly, but show decent hospitality, of course, as is, typical of back in humanity's past. Not so much these days, sadly. Anyways, they go because Hoke's son, Hnaf, is a captive of King Sigherda of the Danes. This takes place over several years, which explains it. This timeline explains it really well, and it's very satisfying, and it gives us an idea, like a fictionalized kind of idea of Hengest, but it does a very good idea of remedying the confusion that can be found in the Finnsburh episode in Beowulf, and as well as the Fight of Finnsburh fragment we have, both Old English texts, of course. And again, also in my Penguin edition, there is actually an occasional piece of art. This is just a fun little gem that Walsh, or Paton Walsh, née Bliss, has given us, and I'm interested to see what other novels she's read, but this was definitely, it caught my eye when I saw it, and I was like, oh, I gotta find a copy of that. Anyways, I'll catch you next time.